what's up, y'all, and welcome back to the reality, the real and reality or whatever. We're joined by a wonderful co-host, Lee. Lee, how are you doing?
What is this voice?
This is my voice. What are you talking about? I have a very tiny
and dainty, delicate voice.
A very delicate, dainty. How did you like this episode, Lee?
I loved this episode, girl.
Period.
I am an amazing race.
Staniana.
Remember last episode I said drop some seasons. The girl had dropped some season, and someone said that 22 was a good starter season. And I don't know if he just said it on purpose, but literally 4 teams from 22 end up on the Amazing Race 24, which is the second All-Star season. That's another thing I learned. Amazing Race is camp like Survivor. They didn't had an unfinished business season, 2 All-Stars, the Survivor versus Big Brother versus they be having shit. So basically, after watching 22, I realized 4 of them was on All-Stars. So now I'm gonna watch All-Stars. So I'm gonna watch seasons 20 through 24. And I just got done with 22. I just got done with 20, which that is a Amazing Race 20, Rachel Riley season. That is a season, okay? Like, it brought drama. And what I'm learning is that, like, alliances and stuff like that, that was a very common thing. Like, all of 22 was like everyone versus like this one alliance of 3 people, like the entire time. Like, that shit is actually really relevant. Like, I'm just learning like Amazing Race history and like some of the characters, like Carolyn and Jennifer, the country singers. Love them. Fucking Dave and Connor. The people I sent you the video of Dave and Connor. That was the man who tore his ACL and was running. And then they won the next 2 legs, and then I found out they won All-Stars. So I have to watch All-Stars. That's why I said I need to watch that. It's just so good. And now I'm on 21. I'm currently on 21, which is Natalie and Nadia season. And then it's this
20.
And then it's this fine ass man, James, which I Googled. He is married to Aaron Samuels from Mean Girls.
From Big Brother.
That too, but nigga saying he's Sagati. So it's just like,
what's his name? Jonathan Majors. What's his real name?
I don't know. Jonathan Bennett. Joshua Bennett? Something Bennett. But his name is James Vaughn, and James is.
Does he still look cute? Does he still look fine as fuck now?
Oh yeah, I googled him. We basically look the exact same. But and then also too, like the way these couples and dating pairs literally hate each other. Like the winner, Rachel and Dave of Amazing Race 20, they got divorced like quickly after. Almost all these people get divorced. Like it's not like Todd and Ash and Luis and Michelle. They love each other. They never gonna break up. These people hate each other, and I was googling around. Almost all of them broke up after the goddamn race. They do not like each other.
It was like that.
They be down hard arguing. Like I kind of want that. Like it was good. Like the drama. Like Amazing Race.
Make Amazing Race great again.
Can you stop trying to use that slogan?
I knew you was gonna say that. That's why I said.
But no, it's like kind of how like people be like, oh my god, old BB, old da da da. I don't know. I kind of like the old TAR, like.
Period. Okay, you acronym now.
It's just fun, like the drama. Like I will say, like I love this cast, but like the drama, there's been no drama this season. There's no drama last season. Like the drama within the teams, also the teams hating each other. It was good.
Bring that back. Period. Let's talk about this season. Let's talk about this episode. So we started off this episode, and they was U-turn voting. So I won't get too much into who voted who because they go over it literally exactly later. Because at this moment, they didn't really go into every single person's vote. But let me pull up the people so y'all can see them, and then also I can see them. The people. Because I did have an idea. I remember last episode, I was like, the people who were closer to the bottom, like someone like Liam and Yeremi, honestly, I was thinking they should probably U-turn Robin and Chelsea, since there's going to be a lot of votes on Robin and Chelsea, and Robin and Chelsea weren't at the top of the pack. And they did. So I'll give them that. And I felt like the teams towards the top should U-turn Steve and Annalie. And it seemed like that's kind of what was happening. A lot of the teams who were towards the top felt like they wanted to U-turn Steve and Annalie. And then a lot of the teams who weren't towards the top necessarily were okay with voting Robin and Chelsea. Jeremy went on live and he said his team, Todd and
Ashley. You've been keeping up.
Of course. Jeremy, he wasn't on live. On Instagram, he said him and Liam, Todd and Ashley, and Steve and Annalie had an alliance. So they were never going to vote each other. And we see later on that the three of them did vote together, and they all voted Robin and Chelsea along with another team, which I forgot. Morgan and
I need all of those teams on the challenge, USA.
Honestly, me too.
With Luis and Michelle. I see the Amazing Race alliance coming together. And that's another thing that's pissing me off.
What's pissing you off?
Watching these older seasons.
They could have been on the challenge?
They're not more Challenge USA people from Amazing Race. Amazing Race has casted some good fucking people. Like, they need to get back into their catalog. Like, I just feel like the girls don't talk about Amazing Race like that. So that's why they kind of get overlooked. But they have some amazing archetypes. I've only watched like 2.5 seasons. Well, I guess 5.5, counting the two. But yeah.
I love the U-turn though. I love the idea of it because I feel like it shows that it makes the game a little bit more complex because Robin and Chelsea, y'all can't be being mean and rude to everybody all damn day because y'all almost got U-turn. Y'all would have went the fuck home if y'all did. Y'all had one less vote and you would have been out of the game. Now you can't mess with Steve and Annalie. And we see that.
I wasn't gagged. I was shocked. Honestly, I just knew Robin and Chelsea was going to get it. The fact that Steve and Annalie got it, I was like kind of scared. But honestly,
why you thought Robin and Chelsea was going to get it that much?
Because they just not. The thing is,
they are like that.
It's not shocking. I mean, they got.
They was one away.
It was one vote away. Like, I mean, clearly it was possible. But no, it's really fun. In the previous seasons I've been watching, they have a lot of double U-turns. So like one team get there, they pick someone, and then the team that is getting U-turn, they have to pick someone else, which is really interesting. I feel like most people who get U-turn, it really fucks them up. It really does. But with the double U-turn, it's interesting because like the person in the front, they kind of stay good while like I know one season, who was it? I think Joey and Megan, they U-turned a team at the bottom so they could just stay at the bottom and beat them, which I feel like they didn't like. It was kind of like an alliance thing, voting Robin and Chelsea, but it wasn't too bad that I feel like Liam and Jeremy did it, or Morgan and Lena, kind of, because it's like they're kind of towards the bottom with them. Yeah, so as long as they get them out, then I mean they're good.
I think everyone voted correctly. I don't think anyone voted where they shouldn't have. Honestly, like it was smart for the people at the top to vote Steve and Annalie, and the people at the bottom to vote Robin and Chelsea. Honestly, Robin and Chelsea were the only people who voted stupidly because they could have went home this no offense, but they could have went home this round and they voted Steve and Annalie when they could have voted someone who were towards the bottom. Luckily they didn't, but now they're last going into the next leg. If they would have U-turned someone who was towards the bottom, like maybe Morgan and Lena, because Morgan and Lena were last going into this leg. So if they would have U-turned them, and they wouldn't have had to vote.
Like Liam and Remy doing Steve and Elite does nothing for them because you're already towards the bottom. Exactly. The most you're gonna do is bring you towards the middle of the pack. I mean,
I will say because everyone was voting them, it was either them or Stephen and Elite. No one else got votes. So I mean, hey, don't be hated. Also, why were you hated so much? But boom.
And it not being open. Like I remember, like literally, there's drama surrounding the U-turn vote because it's open. Like I kind of wish it was more open because that's where the drama comes from. Like let people see who voted them, but shit, Annalie got them answers regardless.
Period. So boom, Stephen and Annalie, they're leaving first at the beginning of this leg, and they have to
these tasks.
Yes, they have to do. This whole beginning part, y'all. This whole beginning part, it's them going to a location.
A little bit too.
Literally to go to a location in order for them to get to the next location, in order for them to get to the next location, in order to get to the detour. So that's what's
we're going to talk about. Detour, you go to another location,
and then from that
next location for the roadblock.
Like damn. For me, that I want to see them do like actual tasks, not look through a telescope. Like I'm sorry, but
not pick up a piece of fabric. And then I'm thinking, okay. Oh, I guess it did. I guess they did use the fabric. The fabric should have just been at the fucking detour. I mean, to the roadblock. Yeah. I don't think they should have had to go to a fabric store and then go to
grab it, because it makes it. I'm assuming if we were racing, that's just another thing we would have to do. Would make it harder for us, more interesting. Yeah. But as a viewer, I don't care. Honestly, like as a viewer,
this episode, they usually just bounce. There was a lot of bouncing. It was a lot of
bouncing.
We're there. They had to. You saw a split screen. They did that.
They did that like 3 times.
Look, bitch, this is like, what's happening.
And I'm specifically mad because I gotta take notes. Girl, right. All that. So y'all, when we're talking about it, just keep up, baby. They're going all over the place.
I feel like it's easy for the notes because like I always just be like, okay, Roadblock, okay, Detour, okay.
That's what I did too.
Back at Bungles, what I hate is bricks, back at the Roadblock.
I hate talking about it because it's like, okay, this is what happened here, and then this is what happened, and it's like this is so uncohesive. Shit, who is what? Who was where? But anyways, at the beginning, they all got to go to. Every team is going to have to go to this telescope. Area. They have to grab a telescope and look across to a building and figure out where the location is on the windows of the building. And then when you find it, you can write down the location and head there. So that's the first task, because these are fucking tasks instead of detours and roadblocks. So that's the first task that everybody has to do. And at the beginning, Steve and Annalie are leaving in first. And then quickly right behind them is Greg and John, Joel and Garrett, and Andrea and Milena. They're third, fourth, fifth, second, third, fourth, or whatever. So they're all kind of close by each other, I noticed. So at first I'm like keeping my eye on all those teams, but girl, it changes around real nasty.
No, it does.
As you see. So what I found out, which I already knew, is Steve and Annalie just eats it up. Because they go to get the telescope, find the location, and head to the location before everybody else even fucks and makes it to the telescope place. So Steve and Annalie automatically create this big old gap between them and everybody else. And this leads them to the detour where they find out that they were U-turned. Because Steve and Annalie got the most votes. Mm-hmm. So I was like, damn. And Annalie was stressed.
She was. And then that's what they revealed the results here. So I mean, the people who all voted Steve and Annalie were Robin and Chelsea, Robin, Corey, Andrea and Milena, Joel and Garrett, and then John and Greg. And then everybody else was the alliance that voted Robin and Chelsea.
It was the alliance and Morgan and Lena. I'm not sure if Morgan and Lena, I don't think Morgan and Lena were in the alliance, but they also voted Robin and Chelsea instead. Which is smart because Morgan and Lena were in last. Yeah. So them voting Steve and Annalie would have been crazy.
Which is great. They and then I was saying Morgan and Lena, they are a good team. They are a good team. Yeah. So I'm not shocked that they jumped up. I feel like I fully expect Steve and Annalie to be right back in top 3, probably number 1 next, because they're just a really, really good team and they work well together. So I would not be surprised if they jump right on back up. But I agree. It's going to start getting like, because like I feel like we're getting to a point where like it's towards the end game now. Mm-hmm. Like all the teams are kind of like on similar. They've been on similar playing fields, but like continuously throughout. Like a small mistake could get you cut, girl. Mm-hmm. Keep it cute.
Keep it real.
Because I feel like mainly Liam and Yurimi was cut because I mean all of them was having taxi problems, and it's so crazy because I'm watching season 21 and the team literally just got eliminated because they were lost in the initial first part. Like their taxi person kept bringing them to the wrong place and didn't know where to go. So like this whole like and like what was it? I think it was season 22. The bus broke down and they were like 4 hours delayed, and it's like that would piss me the fuck off, bitch. Like, what do you mean? I'm glad you know where you're going.
I'm glad you went back and watched those seasons because remember we were like wondering how Morgan and Lena's taxi driver got lost and how these taxi drivers
they always lost. Do.
They and it's like clearly it's common and we didn't really know that because it didn't really happen.
It's a common thing. So like people get lost all the time, and they're like,
it's kind of like literally, you're a taxi driver.
The dude is like. No, it's so funny because the way they are just talking shit about they do it this episode too, but like in the previous season, they just be like, we don't know where he's going. Do you know where you're at? Where are you at? Should I just get out? What are you doing? But that's how I would be. Like,
but no, it's really frustrating. You're not
hilarious is that the way we like I feel like envision how we would be out there.
That's how
that is so old. The Amazing Race coded like from like the way they are beefing. Well, I don't know old, but like in this area I'm watching, that's exactly how they are, which I feel like is hilarious. Same with like Morgan and Lena. I was like, oh my god, they're arguing like so much. Girl, that's season nothing. 20, season 20. That's how they.
That's how they were.
But it's also still
just
nothing
Morgan and
compared
Lena,
to
really.
them.
I haven't seen that last season or this season. Just Morgan and Lena have argued this much.
And Morgan and Lena still ain't even got nothing on them. Like when they got nasty with each other.
That's actually terrible, but I love it. I want the Major Race to get back to that because
I kind of want that.
I'm kind of over the kumbaya shit. Like, bitch, what's funny?
And that's what they all kumbaya. They all cool. And they all great. Like they're all great teams. Like back then, bitch, like fucking
bitches would be fucking up and getting lost.
Rachel Riley as stopped an entire detour because she said, "No, Brendan, you're not gonna talk to me like that. No, this is not worth $1 million." Like shit
over our marriage. That's a good sentence because other bitches' marriages
out. They get the $1 million and run.
Oh no! Well, oh, that would suck. Like, what if you win $1 million with your spouse, and then like you sue them, and then you get all the money? Oh wait, you divorce them and get all the money? How does money work with divorce? Oh, it's half and half.
Yeah, I think. Well, even if you sign, I don't know if this works for real. Even if you sign a prenup, money made in the marriage could be split. But I don't know.
That's true. Interesting. I need to win a major race and divorce somebody. Give me that mill.
Oh my god. Okay, all challenge.
All of it. That is giving challenge, isn't it? So boom, 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 boom. They have to do both for the detours. They have to do both for the detours. The options are, what are the options? Bundles or bricks. I would have said bundles.
Yeah, just for the name alone.
Just the name alone. I have bundles.
And bricks sound hard.
I get a lot of bricks too.
Oh,
but
okay.
A lot of hard things come my way. But bundles is what is just better for me. So the bundles is you got to bundle up flowers and deliver them to 2 different temples. Bricks is you got to pick up some bricks and deliver them to one location and then bring them back.
Not even just bricks. You got to pick up bricks,
sandbags, and gravel, and you have to merry-go-round it. What's it called?
Use a cycling rickshaw. Go through the street to a construction site.
But honestly, it seemed harder. But I think bundles is just more time consuming because you got to go to this location, then you got to go to the other location, and then you got to go back to the first location. So what I noticed is, especially if you didn't have a fast driver,
Liam, or knew where you were going,
Liam and your Remy, you probably should pick the one where you don't have to use that slow ass driver who got lost.
Because you're right, because they basically
that was so stupid. They should have done if they would have did bricks. Liam and your Remy when I went home. I don't believe because your Liam killed the Roadblock. He only used one big ass pallet while everybody else was using 4, 5, 5, 5, 5. He really did really good on the Roadblock. I was like, he only used one pallet. People were using 2 big old pallets and 3, and it took them forever. He would have killed it, honestly. So I think their mistake.
Realized that for sure.
Their mistake was picking that. You had a slow, lost rickshaw driver, and you knew that. Why did you choose the one that required a rickshaw driver? One didn't. One did. You should have just been like, okay, we need to let her go. And I think that's what Liam and Jeremy, I feel like lacked. They weren't like stern enough. They kind of were having fun, which is also like really good.
I was thinking that really I can't think of the word. It's not like motivation, but like every time we go to them, the music is very like they're not. There's no haste. There's no.
They were there for the experience in every way.
It felt like they were moving so slow every time they would cut to them, and I'm like, y'all gotta pick it up. And like even while being lost, I didn't see like any proactiveness. Urgency. Like that's like one thing. Like that Rachel and Dave team that won. Like they are really active. Like they are paying taxi drivers to go faster. One time they had to get on this ferry. They told the person driving the ferry, drive off, go. Like don't wait, just go. Like stuff like that. It's like you can't just sit in the back because like they're lost. But if you're also just sitting there not saying anything, they're not gonna.
There were some shots of their rickshaw driver, and she's just sitting there. She didn't give a damn, and I wouldn't either. Especially if y'all not like they should have been in her because they're also really nice and kind, and that's wonderful or whatever. But this is like a race, and it's interesting because I feel like they could be a really good team. They're not bad at the roadblocks. They're not necessarily bad at the detours. They're just not urgent, really. This is a race, boo. And so I feel like if they were like more just urgent about it and less about the experience, then it would be fun. But honestly, then they would do good. But honestly, it probably wouldn't be as fun. I think they probably had one of the best experiences this time because they were just bonding as brothers. They weren't upset that they went home. They were just happy to be there and they were just chilling. And even when they were doing the roadblock, he's like, "This is such a fun roadblock." Like, yes. And it's like, okay, period. Love that for you. So I mean, hey, they doing their thing and they looking good doing it. So who am I? You know, who am I to tell them? Steven and Ali, they got to do both of them. I was going to say which one they picked. They got to do both. But first, they do the bundles. And what I noticed is, I'm like, where's everybody else at? Like, where's everybody else at? And everybody else is in the process of getting their rickshaws because they have to get these rickshaws and like kind of maneuver them out of this parking lot randomly. But honestly, that part was stupid because it's they basically should have just let them get a random rickshaw off the street. It's not like this is really detouring people. Like this isn't doing a lot. This isn't doing enough at all for me.
It just felt like added work.
Like it's, you know how like your teachers are like, well, you didn't show your work. That's what this gave. This gave show your work. Like, why are you telling me to do random things? So people are literally randomly getting rickshaws out of a crowd of rickshaws. It's a crowd of rickshaws, and they got to get the rickshaw out of the crowd of rickshaw randomly before they get to the detour. But Annalie and Steve are already gone, and finally Greg and John are arriving, and they choose to do bricks. So they're going to go to the bricks detour. And we already see that Steve and Annalie have made it to the bundles. They're tying up their bundles already. And I'm like,
they're
damn,
eating this up. They
are ahead. And this is what I was thinking. I was like, they could potentially still get first, even though they were U-turned because of how fast they were going. And I kept feeling like this way until later on, unfortunately. Joel and Garrett also choose bricks. So they go on the bricks too. When we're at the bundles detour, we see that Steve and Annalie are done bundling up. They're going to start delivering them to the two temples. And as this is happening, the other three teams are traveling to the bricks location. And we see that all three of them are going kind of slow because Greg and John seem to always go slow when they're driving somewhere. So it's to the point where they're still not at the...
And they're going to... But why are they going so slow?
And it's like...
It's so confused.
You remember I told you? I was like, I feel like it's something with them because why is it every single time they're driving somewhere, their person is going slow? And it's like, I think the other people be telling them to go fast. You know what Milena and Andrea do? Go fast! Go fast! Go fast! We're out of towners! Out of towners!
Bro, that's so hilarious. Out of towners! Out of towners!
Oh my God.
I love them so much.
These detours were very easy. I was expecting like something harder.
Which is why it really didn't, the U-turn really basically didn't matter because of that.
Yeah. It literally was a mistake, which is why like they didn't even keep on track.
That's like a lot of few, like literally Liam and Remy and Robin and Chelsea, they only fucked up because of navigation. As long as you were not bad with navigating. Yep. And then you also opened my eyes to the fact that if you did choose bundles, you still had to rely on the rickshaw driver, and which Andrea and Milena, the reason why I feel like Morgan Lee was able to jump them is because Andrea and Milena, they were driving around for a minute before they delivered their thing. And it's because I think their person was going slow. And it was just like, And
it's weird because Andrea and Milena's person was going slow, but they were going faster than Liam and Uremi's person. And I remember Liam and Uremi's person, they were like, we could get out and run and we would be going faster than this. It's crazy. And it's like, y'all are saying that, but y'all need to be literally screaming in this lady, if you don't go faster,
go.
We'll pay you.
Rupees. Come on, girl.
The fuck? If I was the rickshaw driver, they wouldn't have had to tell me twice.
Girl, I will be putting pedal to the motherfucking metal.
I put the foot to the pedal. It would not take a whole lot for me to settle. It wouldn't even be settling.
As soon as they got up in the car.
Yeah. We all need to go. Bitch, don't let me be an amazing race taxi driver.
They were lost.
But that's the thing. I think just in general, if I was an amazing race taxi driver and an amazing racer got in my car, I would be like, bitch, where are we going? Fuck the speed limit. Fuck the rules. Bitch, we're going. Like, just tell me.
I'm excited, bitch. I'm ready.
Like, I would be so ready to fight. Like, it's a race because it's a race. Like, I know I'm not racing, but like, I'm a part of the race.
I'm in it.
Like, let's go, bitch. The fuck? So if I was a rickshaw driver, I would have been pedaling, bitch, or it was electric. Mm-hmm. I would have been driving, bitch. Period. So Greg and John, Todd and Ashley, and Corey and Rob all arrive at the Bricks Detour around the same time. So they are basically battling for second place. Greg and John are a little bit above them. And Greg and John are really good at these challenges. It's always the navigation for Greg and John.
Yeah.
Really. But like when it gets to a challenge,
I'm not shocked. I definitely see Greg and John, Rob, and Corey being in those top 3 teams. I can see that.
Rob and Corey are too good for me.
They're winning. They're winning.
They're so good at this. They're the only one. Because you remember we was like,
they remind me a lot of Dave and Connor. They have that kind of like energy
from season 21.
Mm-hmm. Season 22, and then they won 24.
The one who broke his ACL. Interesting.
I can see that. I could definitely see them winning this.
Interesting. They are very powerful.
Father-son duo. The father-son duo, just like them.
Oh, same thing. Interesting. They are very powerful. It's honestly, I don't know. It's surprising.
They haven't gotten first yet, though, which is interesting.
That's also very interesting. Mm-hmm. They've never gotten first, but they've always been in top 3 until last round, where they did really, really bad at that roadblock, which was so niche. It was the balancing thing.
And then they
got sixth. Yeah. They got 6th or 5th out of 10, and it's like that's still good for you to have been in last.
When I look at them top 2, like it was nothing. It was nothing.
So yeah, that's interesting. Boom.
And then isn't this with Steve and Elite? They get there, and the people got to tell them, "Look, just gonna say that. What you doing?"
This is when Steve and Elite pulled up, and they, I guess they thought they could do this detour before turning in the receipt.
Girl. One thing about it, you have to read that shit because it's happening. I keep going back to season 20. Season 20 is just so good. It just has so many, I feel like, amazing race tropes. But fucking Brendan and Rachel, the clue says you have to run to the helicopter. They take a whole cab down the street somewhere else, not reading the clue. Freaking Rachel and Dave. This is both in the final, by the way. Rachel and Dave, they all the way skip the roadblock. They get to the motherfucking pit stop at the finale. The people are clapping, the people are waving, and so it's like you're the first team to check in, but you have to go back and complete the roadblock. So
that's hilarious.
Go back, swim across the pond, find the detour, and the thing is, they still won, which is crazy. But it's like you gotta read, you gotta look.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pay attention.
What a season! Oh my god,
20. I'm telling you, season 20 is great. It really
but no, you gotta fucking read, and that's the thing. This season isn't as hardcore as last season, so I think a team who
I don't think so either.
Who makes some mistakes, like Joel and Gary and Greg and John, they always make like little bitty mistakes, or they navigate weird, and then they end up in the back of the pack. And then there's some times where they still end up at the front. And I feel like somebody like that could win this season. I can see Greg and John winning this season, Rob and Corey winning this season, even though they make little mistakes or they're not always perfect. This season just isn't super, super competitive when it comes to all these teams. All these teams make a little bit of mistakes. I love mistakey teams though.
And the thing is, perfect, this mistake for Steve and Lee really messed them up, because I feel like if they were able to stay here and do this, they could. They
were literally there with Corey and Rob, and who was in second place, and Joel and Garrett, who was in third. They would have been up in the top 3 teams probably, literally because of this. And it's like, ooh. They still did good. They didn't go home. They have to
return them receipts. I feel their logic though. Like, we'll just return both.
Since we got at the same time. Like, what the fuck? But no. So they literally have to go away and start driving.
And that's why you really have to pay attention. Like, because I'm always thinking like, what can you really have to make sure that if you're trying to find a loophole, that it's within the rules. Like a fucking eating challenge just recently on 21. They had to eat frog fallopian tubes, but specifically with chopsticks. The man picked the thing up, it was in, and just ate it like that. And they was like, oh no, you have to eat 2 more because you ate it with your hands.
Without chopsticks.
You have to read the rule. And it's like, that is crazy. Because I literally thought that. I said I would pick it up and just
just eat it.
Read it.
And you would have had to eat 2 more. Oh, damn. So
that's crazy.
So this is what Annalie was like, we're losing. We lost. We lost.
She was so dumb.
We're losing. She said that the entire every time they showed them like in the corner, you could hear her saying, "Well, we're just in last place anyway.
We're dead last.
We're in dead last now. We're last.
We're last as fuck.
We're last as hell." And it's like, okay, y'all wasn't. Y'all was not last. And it's funny because they start flashing to Urimi and Liam and Chelsea and Robin, and they just now getting the rickshaws. And I'm like, okay. Like they were very, very behind.
You are good.
No reason. So they were good, honestly. Boom. After this, we get more teams arriving to the Detour, choosing where they're going to go. Morgan and Lena are doing bundles. We saw earlier Andrea and Milena are going to do the bundles. So these other teams start arriving, and they're starting all doing the detours. Basically, everyone is at the detour section except Robin and Chelsea and Liam and Urimi, who are taking forever. And it's because they're both Robin and Chelsea driver were slow too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Slow and lost, I think.
Slow and lost. So Robin and Chelsea were slow and lost. That sounds so bad. And Liam and Urimi's rickshaw was slow and lost too. So they're like literally eons behind.
I was so mad because I'm like, it's that like like I need to fire that driver. We need to get her fired because she's the reason Liam and Urimi was eliminated. And I'm over it. We need
to get a driver from India fired.
Yes.
From her rickshaw job.
Yes.
Let's find her.
I want to find the manager. Find the general manager. I don't care. With the Pink City rickshaws, bitch.
No. It just gives like
she needs to lose that job.
So like Zootopia coded with the sloth as the receptionist. I feel like they know like this girl is slow. Like it's just so like she didn't give a damn. She's just going really, really slow. And they were literally like right in her ear. Like, oh, she says she knows where she's going. I mean, she's saying she knows.
They do that so much. I'm like, bitch, if I'm a taxi driver, like, you're not going to talk to me like that, bitch. We'll continue to be lost.
That's true. I just want to know, like, I hate them saying they know where they're going. Why are you telling them you know where you're going? You don't.
Literally, that just, like.
That would piss me off. I would have got out of that rickshaw. Well, we can't. That's the thing. We can't even run. We have to sit in the rickshaw. Amazing Race is a trip, bitch.
Yeah.
Damn, but that's exactly why I would have ditched them at the detour, and they didn't do that.
But I would not have wanted to cover them bricks, girl, so we wouldn't be ditching shit.
Girl, you know what was hilarious?
What?
When Morgan and Lena, they're at the bundles and they start tying it, why do they start arguing about tying the bundles? Lena's like, here! And Morgan's like, wait, no! Lena's like, just give it.
I literally had, and they're arguing as per usual.
It's like, why are you arguing about tying?
But like I said, now I'm used to it. Like, this is it. Now, this is some good Amazing Race.
If we got to the bundles,
we'd be arguing.
And we started arguing, I would be over. We should not be arguing about tying these bundles.
I don't think I would ever be. I would have no reason to argue with you unless it's frustrating. Like if I'm like, like if I'm like sometimes I'm like get agitated. If you're talking to me, I'm like, Pharaoh, shut up.
And it's like you can't tell me to shut up. We're literally in a race.
I can shut up. Like sometimes silence is a virtue. I don't need positive. That's what Dave told Rachel. He was like, babe, I don't need positive reinforcement. Okay. He was such an asshole.
But you do.
Like that's for real. No, I'm not. I don't work like that. I'm not good at that. If I'm struggling with something, I don't need you to. You're so good. You got this. Come on. Please shut up. That does not work for me. It does not. It annoys me. Actually, it really pisses me off.
So what if I need you to hurry up? Can I be like, okay,
shut up, suffer in silence, or just be like, we got one more team. Okay.
I'm gonna be like, Andrew just left.
Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You want a cookie for paying attention? Thank you. Shit.
I just need you to pay attention. Don't talk back.
Okay.
Focus. Focus. They're focused. But focus.
Us arguing.
So you're gonna fully stop.
And I would have dropped it. This isn't work for my guitar, sir. And I would have walked away. I had my Rachel moment.
I can't do it. Oh God.
But yeah, or like for example, when the rickshaw going slow, I'm like, why is she going slow? What's happening? What's going on?
Why is she going slow? Honestly, I couldn't do the rickshaw going. I'm too much of a I'm gonna take an opportunity. If they're going slow, look, babe, how much money? How many money? How many money?
How many rupees? Come on.
How
girl.
many rupees? Rupees? You're gonna go fast, bitch.
What Andrew Blader? She going slow as hell. Everybody else
when they were back. Oh shit. Okay, let's focus. What's happening? Oh, Robin and Chelsea, they picked bricks for the detour. And at the bricks detour, everybody is basically following John and Greg. to find where to drop them off, except for Joel and Garrett. So John and Greg, Corey and Rob, and Todd and Ashley are all delivering the bricks at the same time. They're good. They're right behind each other, neck and neck. Joel and Garrett are lost, and they do this every round. Joel and Garrett always get lost, and it's always their fault. They get lost when it's just them. When it's just them holding the mattresses. How are you lost holding the mattresses? You're on your own. How are you lost here? They do better with
That's not going to be good as we keep going through, because I feel like they're a great team. They still got top 3, but it's like
these
mistakes are going to end up being really bad.
Yeah, their navigation is on their own is really, really bad, and you can't be that bad on your own navigating.
People be just. I feel like people just be ready to go. Like, let's go. And I feel like one thing we saw last season that the smart teams I feel like always did, they got the navigation first.
Yeah.
And then you go. You don't need to worry, like, because what's the point? You're running out into this crazy ass street for what? You don't know where you're going. I'm asking a local. I'm not even taking the cart. I'm finding the local first. Tell me where it's at, and then we can go to.
And then we can go get the cart. I agree. See, and that's the thing. If we could just be on the same page for some of those things, we could do good.
It should be like, there's no reason we should be running out into the street if we don't know where we're going.
We don't know where we're going.
Or like, why are you trying to? Like you just said, they all following Greg and John. I'm staying with the pack.
Or I'm staying with the pack.
I don't know. I'm going to follow them.
Period. Follow them. People say that a lot. If you get in a taxi right behind somebody, follow them. Follow them. If they get lost, we get lost.
But that's what it's about, that proactiveness. Because like I said, Rachel and Dave, they were doing that with this other team, Art and JJ, the Border Patrols. If anyone knows season 20, girl, they were annoying.
You don't like them?
They were so annoying. They had this weird beef with Rachel. So did this other team, Vanessa and Ralph. Like, I don't know. Rachel is really that girl because bitches was pressed about Big Brother. But they were in the taxi and it was like, they told the taxi driver, we're in a race. This car behind us is following them. Ditch them. And he did. And that driver was with them the entire race because they were proactive in that way. Like, will you stay? We'll give you extra money. Like, you got to be thinking outside the box, girl.
Damn, that eats. I'm sorry. Okay, boom. So then we get people starting to finish. Greg and John has finished their Detour. Right now, they're in first place. I'm thinking, we're done. Bitch, no.
You have to go to the fabric shop. And pick up a bulk of fabric.
They let you
and then go to your next clue.
And it's like, what? So anyways, they're about to be at the roadblock, but they're not there yet because they have to go get the fabrics. And it's like, okay, girl, this bullshit.
The fabric could have just easily been at the roadblock. I don't know why that little part was there, but okay.
Like, please, I'm begging you. So mind you, they're headed to damn near the roadblock, the end of the race, and Liam and Yurimi are just now choosing their detour. Just to let you know what's happening. So Liam and Yurimi, they choose to do bundles, which was the stupidest decision, I feel, because you don't like your driver. At this point, they were so annoyed with their driver. They knew their driver drove slow, and they read the clue, and one clue said, you need to take your own bike, and the other clue said, you need to use this driver to drop shit off at 2 different locations? 2 different locations with this driver who don't know where she's going? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But hey, we move. Joel and Garrett lost.
They did it.
They didn't. Joel and Garrett lost. They had to buy some water so they can get their head right. Girl. That was hilarious. They was like,
that water looked good too.
Right. It looked so refreshing. Mind you, I'm not even in the hot desert.
I felt it for them.
Yeah, and they said honestly when they drunk it, they was like, we got our head in the game, and they did. They literally ended up finishing.
That's what's scary. Like, when you have to like stand out there for those challenges, like this one dude, Bopper and Mark, like he was standing outside Bopper into the hot. I think it was Indian Sun too, and like he was literally about to have a heat stroke.
Ooh,
because he was in the challenge in the sun for that long.
Yeah.
Like that's
you're moving a lot too.
For.
You're moving a lot. You're carrying shit sometimes. It's hot. You're running. You're racing, and your heart is beating. It's just too much going on for your body. Yeah. So I feel that. We see around this area, Corey and Rob get finished with their detour, and Todd and Ashley also get finished with the detour. So there's people who are starting to finish. Joel and Garrett are trying to catch up, starting to finish too. So bitches are starting to head towards the textiles. At the textiles,
start to head to the textiles.
All you have to do, you know what was amazing to me? Corey and Rob caught up to Greg and John at the textiles. So that's how I know Greg and John.
They are hashtag those girls. And that's that we don't really see like the one-on-one navigation, like, you know, for each person, especially if they're doing good. But clearly, they're good.
Clearly. Like, I don't even have to see it. I can tell. They be catching up to bitches. Like, I don't see anybody really just catching up to people but them. They gonna catch up. The fuck? So boom, they got their textiles.
Morgan was eating it up, bitch.
I was just gonna talk about that.
Morgan was jumping.
Morgan and Lena, they passed up Milena and Andrea during the bundles. Milena and Andrea got there first during the bundles, and Morgan and Lena done passed them up. I'm like, damn.
This was Andrea. She's like, why is the scooter passing you? Hell, why is everybody passing you? What?
No, because they were literally.
She said, beep your horn, do something.
Everybody else beeping. Why you not? Literally everybody else was beeping. And she wasn't.
She said, why is the scooter passing you, baby? He's like, what is this?
And that's the thing. It really just came down to some of it. Like, if you got a fast Uber driver. And I understand, because if I was them, I probably would have went around like, you fast. And if they were hesitating, I would have went to the next Uber, because you're not going to be slow driving me.
Rickshaw.
I know that's right.
They basically were like Uber drivers.
You was not going to be slow passing me. We get a flash of Steven and Ali. They're finishing up their bricks, which is still good because other people are still doing the detours. So for me, I was like, I mean, hey, they're doing fine. It is what it is. And then we finally see Robin and Chelsea lost as fuck, but they're trying to arrive to the to their detour, and Liam and Urimi are arriving to their detour. This is the scene where we got 4 fucking screens on the thing. Liam and Urimi are arriving to the detour. Robin and Chelsea lost as hell. Andrea and Milena finished their bundles, and Steven and Ali finished their bricks.
Yeah,
so
that was getting it all wrapped.
It's a lot. Let's just hop to the roadblock because I'm over it. Damn. So at the roadblock was who likes to play with blocks. Now I like to play with cocks, but I don't know if you would do this. Or
you are sick as fuck.
Which one of us would do this one?
I feel like I would want to go ahead and do it. Only because, like,
okay,
I wouldn't. I don't 100% trust myself on anything. I feel like that is regarding too much memory or too many like specific detailed things. So this is very simple. I feel like this is very like
you just got to do it. You really just have to do it.
Yeah, anytime you just copy someone, like, you know, I don't think I would be like, I could do this.
Okay, boom. So
now
you
fast.
You don't gotta be fast. Unless we would not be down there with Robin and Chelsea looking stupid and Liam and Urimi. Like, that was crazy. They were way
I wish I was doing something like that, baby.
They were way behind.
I would have gotten pushed.
I think we would be winning.
Okay. Greg and John, move over.
Okay, I'm lying. I think we would not be going home yet, though. It's what, top 8?
I feel very confident. I don't remember what episode last season I was like, we're out. I don't feel like we would have just necessarily been out. I don't, unless navigation just fucked us.
You remember the riding the bikes when they had to ride the bikes?
I don't know how to ride a bike
in Mexico. Were they in Mexico?
They were not in Mexico.
It was somewhere hot. It was a Spanish country. It was literally Spanish.
I think it was Spain. They were in Europe the entire time.
Oh, Spain maybe.
But maybe Spain.
But
I remember that you was like the bike. I was like, girl, I can't ride no bike.
Yeah, we would have lost at the bikes for sure. That was like
the thing is, if I would ever go on Amazing Race, bitch, I would have to learn how to swim. I would have to learn how to ride a bike. Like, that's just.
I'm not learning how to swim. We just gonna lose at the swimming challenge.
That's stupid.
Exactly. Definitely. Like, I don't know. I'm not learning how to swim. I don't want to be in water.
That's dumb.
I'm gonna do it, but I just don't want to be in water.
Girl.
I would get. You know how they have to like read.
We are not beating the black people can't swim allegations.
Why didn't nobody teach me?
Honestly, I didn't get thrown in no pool.
I didn't get thrown in now pool. My mom did actually try to teach me. She took me to lessons like for a week, and then she stopped taking me.
Well,
she was like, "You learned enough.
Don't get on the cruise."
I can't float, but I can like move. I'm not gonna be staying in the same place. I can move in the water. Okay, boom. Who likes to play with blocks? Greg and John and Corey and Rob are there. They basically neck and neck. So they're gonna start their detour. It's Rob doing it and it's Greg doing it or whatever. But all you gotta do is like use this paint. Well, not all you gotta do because clearly it was hard. You have to like use this stamp. What are these things called?
It's like a stamp. And they have to stamp the national bird of India, which is a peacock, on this parchment. and it's like 4 different colors. Then you have
Mhm.
to align it perfectly the way the person did it, and you have to do 9 of them.
Yeah, accurately. Because they did 50 of them holes. They just
Right.
weren't all accurate.
Uh,
So boom, that's what they were doing. And then we see at the detours, it's still Robin and Chelsea trying to do their bricks. And Uremi and Liam trying to tie their bundles. Why were they struggling to tie the bundles? They were literally stuck on tying them for a good long time.
you
I
know,
don't know
ask
what
Andrew, I'm like, how do you do it?
and she was like, "You just gotta cross."
Crisscross, crisscross,
But no, it's literally.
crisscross.
I was wondering, like, it was not difficult. It didn't. Well, let me get off them.
Like
But
I said, I feel like every time I see them, they're too overly calm. Like y'all gotta have some
that's what it
hustle.
is.
They have no hustle at all.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So I mean, this roadblock was pretty straightforward. You either do it or you don't do it. It's black and it's white. Really, honestly. So a bunch of people started pulling up. So
I wonder if anybody gonna get that reference.
a bunch of people started pulling up to the detour. To the roadblock, and they're all just kind of chilling there, talking and giddy and kiki and kukukuing while everybody's doing the roadblock. Eventually, Steve and Anna Lee pull up to the roadblock, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting because when Steve and Anna Lee pull up, remember they got U-turn, so they pull up, a little heated. So they're like, well, Steve is doing the challenge, and he's right next to Milena. And Milena's like, oh, we didn't, it wasn't us. I don't know who you turned you. And then outside is Andrea, and she's there with all the rest of the people. And also Anna Lee is there. And Anna Lee just calls them out. She straight up calls them out. She says, so who you turned us? Like, why'd y'all you turn us? And everybody started stuttering and stumbling. But Andrew was like,
Morgan was like, it wasn't me. I
didn't do it. Morgan was like, this is where Morgan was like, it wasn't me. Morgan was like, it wasn't me, and it wasn't her. And then the other teams, which was Corey and Joel, they were trying to be all coy about it, but really in reality, they did. You turned them, and they were like, well, yeah, we did it just because we felt like, y'all were in the lead, and anybody in the lead, and Anna Lee was like, it's fine. We're just gonna be coming after y'all.
She said. She said specifically. She said, "Hey, well now we're coming for y'all. Shoot."
They had a diary room.
I need her on the challenge so bad. I need her on the Challenge USA 3. I just need her one season, please.
Their diary room was hilarious because they were like, honestly, I don't know why. It was just the waste. We're not going home.
They just slowed us down.
And it's like,
I love how Lena let Steve know. But she said, "Oh, hey, Steve." Girl, we didn't do y'all.
It was Lena letting Steve know and Morgan letting her. They let it be known.
It was not us, baby.
It was not us. Which true. At least they wasn't lying. It was Andrew Milena who was lying. That's what was happening. So Greg and John had finished. They arrived at the pit stop. They
finished that real quick.
They ate that up. The pit stop was, where's the pit stop at?
It was
in the middle of the street. In the middle of the street. They were in the middle of traffic. They had to pull up to the pit stop. So Greg and John end up getting first. I think this is their first time getting first, but they've been high a lot of these times. So, it's good that they get in first. They definitely have potential.
They kind of fell to the bottom of the pack.
In the middle, like these. Yeah.
So, but I'm not shocked that they made their way back up. Like I said, I think I see them definitely in the final.
Yeah. This is when Andrew Milena pull up and they start lying to her face. That's what happened. So Anna Lee was like, who'd y'all vote? Or they were like, did y'all vote you? Andrew was like, no.
What? Why we? And then she says, they say in the dining room, she'll catch it when she says it's on TV. When she see it on TV.
We do not plan. They say we do not plan. Out of towners. Okay, boom. Robin and Chelsea and Liam and Uremi just now finishing their detour. They way in the back, bitch. At the roadblock, we see everybody start getting shit wrong. Milena was getting a lot wrong. I was like, oh my God, baby, please. Because Milena and Andrea, I was like, y'all started in top 4. Y'all can keep up y'all little works. I was like getting nervous for them when they started struggling at this roadblock. I'm like, y'all need to hurry up. But everybody else started finishing. Joel and Garrett started finishing. Corey and Rob started finishing. Morgan and Lena started finishing. What was interesting is Joel and Garrett finished before Corey and Rob, but Corey and Rob got to the pit stop before Joel and Garrett. So Corey and Rob got second. Joel and Garrett got third. And then everybody starts finishing. Todd started finishing. So the business is getting done. So Morgan and Lena is done. They go to the pit stop. Todd and Ashley make it to the pit stop. Andrew and Milena make it to the pit stop. Steven and Lee right behind them. Everybody's getting finished. It's literally just Liam and Remy and Robin and Chelsea. And you notice like Robin and Chelsea are ahead of them because Robin and Chelsea arrived to the roadblock and Liam and Remy aren't even nowhere near. Robin and Chelsea have done half of their fucking guesses. They've done gotten checks, and Liam and Remy are nowhere near. So it was clear that they weren't even close.
Like it was,
all.
they were literally.
They couldn't even play. You know how they usually pretend they're close. They couldn't even.
Girl couldn't even do it. They were last the entire leg, and then they just went home.
Boom. It sucks. I'm not surprised. They've been
flopping this entire time.
They're the only team who never really did that good. Every other team here has done good at one point or the other.
Another thing, like usually these male teams, they usually do pretty well in these competitions. And I assume they would because they're athletically fit. You know, the seasons I just watched, I mean, a male team won one of the legs. And then like I'm thinking of like early outs, like there's not a lot of male early outs for real. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of them make it pretty further into the competition. So I'm just like I'm kind of shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were gonna be a great team at the beginning. Maybe it was just the face cards, but
they have potential. They just had less urgency. I do like that all the women teams are still here.
Eating it up.
All of them are still here. So I love that for them. I really do. It sucks because these bottom three teams, like, I mean, Robin and Chelsea, you're just going to have to bow out. But I would prefer
and that would be great.
I would prefer that, honestly, none of them go. I just don't want a woman one. Because, look, the three male teams are top three this round. Nasty. And then it's either man and woman or just woman all at the bottom. Like, I prefer it to be the opposite. If I'm being honest, get these niggas out. But yeah, so that sucks. But I mean, hey, Robin and Chelsea, it's time to go. Why? Because I love or unless Joel and Garrett want to fuck up. Because they can go too, if I'll be honest. I'm sorry. But honestly, at the end of the day, I still love this cast.
Wait, we weren't done?
This is a good season.
We weren't done?
What do you mean?
Wait, were we done?
Yes, pay attention, boo.
Oh, I feel like you rushed.
We just talked about Liam and Remy losing, baby.
Oh, girl, I gotta pay attention.
Girl, you got.
I thought you ran through it real quick. I didn't. Girl,
I did that end part when everybody started pulling up. Everybody just started pulling up. That's what I got.
Girl, I swear I was lost.
You got to keep up.
I did have to reply to a text at one point. I guess you were talking about it at that point, but that seemed so short. I was like, you can't be done. But yeah,
gone.
Liam and Remy need to be on the challenge.
Girl.
Liam and Remy need to be on the challenge. Liam and Remy both. We need these amazing race people on the challenge in general. Anna Lee, I want Morgan and Lena. I want Greg and John. I want Corey. Bitch, I want them all.
Period.
Next season should be 100% challenge versus MTV versus Survivor versus.
You want me to be honest? I don't think they're gonna do it.
I think
they're gonna have two.
They're so stupid, especially because like I can see how like last season a few of them like I was shocked that Luis originally said in that little interview that they don't know if they do it or not, you know.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised they didn't get many people from last season, but I just feel like so many of these people are eligible. Both Liam and Remy already said they would do it, and they look like you put them on.
I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna get.
That would be stupid. That would be stupid. You hear me? That would be dumb. Especially Liam and Remy. If we don't get Liam and Remy on the challenge, something is wrong.
Maybe they will. I'm not hopeful.
You cast Sebastian from Survivor and not Liam and Remy from Amazing Race. Please be serious.
That's true. I feel like this one is just so obvious. It would be stupid. But I've always just felt like, why do they only get two?
Like Emily, come on. I would hate after watching this season. Now the Challenge USA is like this actual thing. Like, I would really hate if we don't get to see some of these personalities on there. Like, we need to see Emily, Liam, Remy in the motherfucking challenge.
Michael,
bro, I keep fucking.
Oh, you told me that.
It's so weird. I don't know why.
Yeah, honestly, I hope they're there. I'm not the most hopeful because damn, like they just haven't been doing it. But if they're gonna do it, this is the time to get a lot of Amazing Race people. These people are eating, period. Put Lena in that motherfucker ass, Lena and Morgan. All right, y'all. Tune in next week. We will be continuing to cover the Amazing Race. We're also still covering Survivor and Big Brother finales coming up next week. Make sure you check all of that out. And thank you for keeping it real with Kingdom. Baby,
period. We're out.